Hey guys, 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 it's Theo. Today is my birthday. And since it fell on a Wednesday, which if you're new to this channel is my main YouTube uploading day, I decided to talk about something that crosses my mind each year on this day, while also celebrating my past year on this platform. So let's talk about the more or less wonderful thing of getting older and why birthdays suck. On birthdays, many people think about themselves, their life and their reality. Most of us have probably also set some kind of goals, be it via a real list or just something that we keep in mind and want to achieve until a certain age. And most of us don't always manage to achieve those goals. If your general expectation of yourself is not fulfilled, it can make you think about yourself badly. Why am I so much behind? Other people my age already made it so far, and here I am, still struggling. Such and many more thoughts usually cross our mind on that specific day, while reviewing our past. But don't worry if you too feel depressed on that day. As far as my research went, it's something everyone felt at some point in their life. For me as well, birthdays were never a day to celebrate much or look forward to. And actually, it's the one day that I felt the most lonely at. I'm not really someone who feels lonely in general, but birthdays, they just make you realize which people really care about you and which don't. And I'm not talking about all those Facebook zombies that get a notification once a year and decide to send you some stupid virtual flower as a gift. I'm talking about people that should be present but are too stuck up with their own life to care. People that you consider friends or family and that can actually hurt you by just being absent. Another thing that kind of made me not want to celebrate my birthday anymore was the thought of being cursed. Now, this sounds probably funny, but for 12-year-old me, this really seemed real after spending 5 birthdays in a row with someone getting hurt. And it happened so frequently that it made me think that I was the problem. Let me tell you some past birthday stories. One time I decided to spend my birthday at an indoor pool with some classmates. This was probably around 4th grade. Now, pools tend to be dangerous and slippery, so it's actually no surprise that someone slipped while running and managed to chip their front teeth. The next year I decided to play it safe and invite some friends over to my house. Now, some idiot thought my desk was secure enough to climb on and managed to tear off the whole bookshelf that was attached to it on top of a girl. After skipping 1 year, I gave it another try and someone got hit by a falling globe. Don't ask me how, but it was one of those old heavy ones, so she had to be taken home. Now, some people could argue that as long as I wasn't hurt, it wasn't that bad. But in those years, I once fell into a pit full of spiky chestnut shells that had to be ripped out of my legs, managed to lock myself and everyone else out of my home, and had my finger run over with ice skating blades, while also choking on a piece of plastic I accidentally had inhaled. That's why, after all this, I decided that something had to be done and made up my mind to stop this unlucky streak by never celebrating again. So now that I managed to make sure no one will get hurt again, I had to realize that if you don't remind people or invite them to your birthday, that even friends I considered close wouldn't essentially remember the day, let alone give you a present. Don't get me wrong, I'm not really materialistic, but who doesn't get excited if someone else invests the time to think about something that could make you happy? It's the thought that matters. Being from a split family with my dad living in another country and also not really caring about my birthday did build up inside of me, and I started to stop expecting things from people. In life, everyone will probably learn that some people shouldn't be that much trusted with promises. But for a child to start thinking like that, well, let me tell you, it really messes with your mind. I started to distance myself from anyone and only depended on myself. I just realized how depressing this story sounds so far, but please don't let this get you down. I overcame this phase and have wonderful people with me now. And who knows, maybe I met them because of who I was in the past. You never know. Growing older in general is not something depressing. It's true that most of us look back and think about the good old times when everything seemed easy and there weren't as many responsibilities. Time without back or neck pain, being able to stay awake all night and not having to plan what you're gonna cook every day. That would be awesome. But getting older also unlocks new levels. There would be no fun in staying at the same level your whole life. Everyone would get bored out of it eventually. And even though some stages seem less fun than others, I am pretty confident that there are a lot of amazing things waiting out there for me to see and experience. And those wouldn't come without birthdays. Am I still gonna feel the birthday blues every year, try to avoid fake family members that usually never care, and make myself a nice day alone? Probably yes. But am I gonna let this make me feel bad about myself and hold me down? Not in 100 years. Thanks for listening to my ramblings so far. I promise the next video is gonna be more entertaining to watch, so please don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you all next Wednesday.
Ciao, 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 ciao,
Ciao, ciao, ciao, ciao, ciao, and ciao. Ciao.